came to this very nondescript McDonald's location in not the nicest area of New Hampshire. We're in downtown Manchester. Not horrible, but not the greatest, because we are going to explore something, a little bit of local legend and history that's a little bit different from what I usually do, but super fun. And we're going to learn some stuff and see some really cool things that, if you're an American, I'm sure you've experienced at some point in your life. We are talking the Golden Arches, Mickey D's. Old MacDonald had a burger, E-I-E-I. What the heck? The kid's laughing at me. We are at the first McDonald's location in New Hampshire. So if you look here, you can see in this funky thing, I'll insert a better picture now. But yeah, this is the first location that opened up in 1964. Of course, it is not like the earliest McDonald's, not the first, but the first in New Hampshire. And you guys are gonna have your minds blown when you find out why that is significant. Well, it's significant because Richard and Maurice McDonald of McDonald's fast food fame were born in New Hampshire. The location is 196 South Willow Street, Manchester. Now, of course, nothing is sacred anymore, and you think, oh, everything sucks. Like, you compare the old photo, what this place looked like, compared to it now. It's kind of a sad shell of what it once was. But kind of funny, there's like this big group of teenagers, kids, I don't know, early teens, hanging out in front of McDonald's on their bikes, enjoying some good weather, getting some food, and I think that's really what it's all about. And I think anybody, if you're a kid and you grew up in the United States, you can definitely relate to that. I mean, who didn't love it? I'm from the era when we would go to birthday parties at McDonald's and rent out rooms. Of course, things were much cooler then, but we're going to take a look at all that and the history of it, kind of the evolution of McDonald's and its place in New Hampshire history, and I'm excited to go check out some stuff that I've never seen before. It's been a while since I've hung out by a high school, and why are we like creepers after hours lurking around a public high school in Manchester, New Hampshire? Well, let's find out. This is no ordinary high school. This is Manchester West, where Maurice McDonald of McDonald Brothers burger fast food American icon attended after growing up in Manchester with his brother Maurice. Richard went here. Maurice actually went to a different high school. I'm not really sure why, that's kind of weird. But I wanted to show you guys this because we are also going to visit the final resting place of Richard McDonald, which is down the street. And I thought it was significant to see. All right, so you guys are gonna get a little driving tour of Manchester on the way to the Mount Calvary Cemetery as we go along here, because this is where the McDonald brothers grew up. So their parents were both Irish immigrants and came to Manchester, New Hampshire. His father worked in the shoe factory, and then the shoe factory closed, and they were very, very poor. They were not privileged, well-to-do people. So when the factory closed, it was devastating. And the McDonald brothers told their dad, they vowed that they would be millionaires one day. So turn right onto Coolidge Avenue. They, I was listening to the GPS. They were entrepreneurs from the start, and at first they worked at the back lots of movie sets because they moved to California. So after the father lost his job, they were like, what are we going to do? So they sought help in California. You know, the West was growing, and he thought that he could get work there. So the brothers got jobs on movie lots, and they opened a hot dog stand and actually had some success selling like lemonade and hot dogs. Also worked at a movie theater. The hot dog stand really motivated them, and they saw that they could make money and that they enjoyed feeding people. So then they opened a barbecue joint in San Bernardino, California, and the barbecue joint was successful, but as convenience food started to gain popularity, they realized that they could up their game even more and make things quicker. People were getting a little bit sick of, sitting in their cars and eating messy food, and they thought, well, what can we do to, improve this and make things easier for a nation that was really on the go more than ever. So they said that they were gonna, start serving burgers, fries, shakes, things like that, similar to the things on the menu now. So they did, and it had great success. They started to expand, changed their logo, and came up with the speedy system of making milkshakes. This really led to increased success as they were able to pump out more and more beverages, icy treats, and food, and be able to serve the masses. So as they serve the masses, more success. And if you guys have seen The Founder, you know that they entered into a business deal with a partner at the time and sold the company. Now, a lot of people, get upset and say that, they got kind of the bad end of the deal selling and that they should have sold it for less. However, they said later on in the years that they actually had no regrets over this, and that selling was a good deal because they didn't want to, be in the fast food business forever and ever and ever. And they were happy to, make that deal and just settle into kind of normal lives. And this is a very large cemetery. We've never been here. So after they settled into their lives, Maurice stayed in California. Richard came back to New Hampshire and lived in a retirement home in nearby Bedford. I'm just looking for the mausoleum. I'm not sure where to go. And I'm not sure how long they're even going to stay open. I'm trying to get there. He is cremated and his ashes are on a wall inside of a mausoleum. I know that. So his wish was to be buried here, his ashes interned here next to that of his wife. Both brothers never had their own children, though Richard did have stepchildren and step-grandsons. And that McDonald's that I took you guys to earlier, the first one in New Hampshire, there's a funny story about him taking his step-grandson there way later in his years, and him not being impressed because not only did they not know who he was, but he actually had to pay for his food, and he was like, what the heck, you are McDonald's and you have to pay for your food. But that's just kind of the way it went. So kind of a funny little add-on there, but I am gonna have to try to figure out where the heck I am going. Come here and try to check it out. Do not go over to the cemetery where I just took you guys for a joyride. You have to come across the street here, and that is was that Old Bedford Road in Manchester. You have to come here to the mausoleum. Wearing my McDonald's tartan today. That's what this is. That is my clan tartan. Is another case where people say they're Irish, but if your name is McDonald, even though your family might have gone from Ireland, they were definitely in Scotland at some point. And people don't jump on me and go, it's MC, not MAC. It doesn't matter. It is a myth that if your name is spelled MC, you're automatically Irish and not Scottish. Not necessarily true. Lots of spellings, just the A got taken out and you're still Scottish. Just so you know. Guys, we are back at the Mount Calvary Cemetery in Manchester, New Hampshire. You may have noticed that when we were here before, it's actually exactly a week later. When we were here before, we went towards the doors, but we didn't go in. That's because they were not opened. So we came back, I'm telling you, overachiever, right? We came back, now we've got fall foliage. The difference that a week has made is pretty incredible. It's a rainy day, but really beautiful in all of the fall splendor. And we are going to go inside this time and actually finally see where Richard James McDonald is entombed. Wow. I feel like I should talk quiet. Definitely a vibe in here. This is actually nicer than I thought it would be. Very interesting. Kind of sad, of course. I mean, this is the final resting place of people The emotional music in the background and the chapel feel kind of adds to it. But I mean, if this was your loved one, this is actually a really lovely setup. And here we go. Here it is, finally. The man who brought fast food and a bit of pop culture, an American icon, him and his brother. Here is final resting place of Richard James McDonald. You can see there it says, founder of McDonald's. Crazy, I could have never anticipated growing up that I would come here and see this. It's kind of odd. Kind of just to show you guys what the rest of the chapel mausoleum looks like. It's a really, really big, I don't know if I said that before, it's a huge chapel mausoleum. The vibe in here is weird. It's both peaceful and creepy. I don't know if that makes sense. The fact is, everybody who's born is gonna die. But we are born with something in us that makes us, well, we're supposed to have a propensity towards life. And that's where the saying, like, being the land of the living comes from. So it's weird whenever you're confronted with, things like this, but it's a reality. And a lot of us have lost people. And, yeah. But, I'm sure that these folks find comfort in, well, I hope they find comfort in being able to come here and just kind of remember. It's I have to say, it is lovely. And well, Manchester is revolutionary because it's also the home of John Stark, and, is a Patriot city, now called the Queen City, which is kind of funny. And, it's been a revitalized area that was once home to textile mills. It's also revolutionary because McDonald Brothers revolutionized the way people eat and created this franchise that other franchises were created because of it. And there's no denying that it's historically significant. And last night, Kay and I, on our adventures after Deerfield, we stopped and we got Shake Shack, and that got me thinking about McDonald's. And I had been wanting to make this video, knew I would, wasn't sure when I would, but I had burgers on the brain, so decided to come out and do this today. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Something kind of fun and kind of different. McDonald's has become almost like a piece of pop culture. I still have some of the old toys. Remember the toys that you got that were like shaped like the food and they transformed into little guys? Like, I have the little french fries and the milkshakes. So cool. I'm glad I kept them. Anyways, do you guys have any fun, really old vintage or cool, or even nowadays? I know they were doing adult Happy Meals a while back, and they bought back the Boo Buckets, right? I think they did it again this year. Those are a throwback too. Do you guys have any cool memories of McDonald's, or any toys that you have that you're hanging on to that you just love, or any fun memories of playing outside? Did you burn your thighs on the little wobbly guys? I want to know. Comment down below. I don't think they even use Ronald McDonald anymore. Do they use Ronald McDonald anymore? I haven't seen Ronald McDonald in forever. He was creepy. It seems to me like I even remember like going to a party and there being a Ronald McDonald. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like a core memory unlocked. And he's like the clowniest of clowns, so kind of creepy. But man, back in the day, I would devour those chicken nuggies with the sweet and sour sauce. I don't eat fast food very often. We did have Shake Shack last night, but if I do, I have to say that those McDonald's fries, they are amazing. And they have the best soda machines. You can fight me on that. Coca-Cola Classic all the way, out of the bubbly McDonald's machines, they have the perfect syrup to soda ratio, bubbly, not flat, good every time, good price, awesome sweet tea. Not the best for you, but every once in a while, you just gotta do it. Anyways, another cheer for Clan McDonald, and another Scottish-American invention. and one that is, you know, fresh out of Manchester, New Hampshire. This is, sorry, the guy over there is doing like lawn work. This is a Catholic cemetery and mausoleum. And I looked at their website earlier, and it does state that you have to be like a member of the Catholic Church or baptized in the Catholic Church to make this your final resting place. Just a little FYI. And not that you're like shopping for places to finally rest, but just giving you the info. So I like to tell the complete story. I mean, you guys probably gathered that from the style of the art and the stained glass and the decor in there. But yes, so that's, I guess, you know, a large burial place for the Catholic population in the area. And then of course the big cemetery that we drove through across the street. And Mount Calvary, this hasn't been there that long. I know that this building is from the 70s, but there wasn't a lot of like open spaces available either. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about death in cemeteries now. It's getting weird. But I hope that you guys really enjoyed, you know, looking at the story of the McDonald brothers in New Hampshire, the connections to it, and now I'm gonna insert a clip from, actually yesterday, we went up to Freeport, Maine, and went in a really cool McDonald's. So bringing things kind of full circle and leaving things off on a happier note. And have you guys ever seen a Mickey D's like this? You won't find giant golden arches or anything garish or gaudy, but dang, what a unique spot here in Freeport, Maine. This is gonna both be in my Freeport video and my McDonald's vlog that I've been working on. Just wanted to add it in because I think that it's unique enough and worth showing. And this is the signage that they have. Like I said, it's not over the top. It really blends in. You wouldn't necessarily know. I know that when, I'll just tell you his name. It's Nathan. When Nathan and I came, that's the older one, we saw this and we were like, whoa. We saw the Starbucks and there's a Dunkin' too that's colonial. And we were like, great, we're actually gonna go in. I need something to drink, and as I said, if you need a good drink, Mickey D's the best place to come. Fight me on it. Freeport Motor Sales was built in the 1920s by Luther Kennedy, who sold Fords and later Chevrolets. I mean, look at, did you ever see such a classy McDonald's? I know there's some unique ones, like Orlando, Florida's got a cool one. San Bernardino, California has a cool one. There's a few. There's like a museum, there's different things, but this is a notable one, and when you research, this will come up on the list, so I had to round things out and bring you guys here. Is this seriously what's in the Happy Meal right now? Is that a kid's Happy Meal or an adult Happy Meal? That is cool. I am not a crock person, but why do I love this? Some good history here inside the Freeport Mickey D's. First village was Mass Landing, Porterless Landing, South Freeport, located near the Hoosac River. Since waterways provided the means for travel before roads were laid, Freeport Village grew during the 18th century at a crossroads of inland travel. Like, look how classy. Classy, I'm telling you. This is a 5-star McDonald's. Look at this. It smells good in here. I'm telling you, their drink machines, they are always like the perfect ratio, whether it's tea or syrups for soda. McDonald's is where it's at. Here's the thing. We looked at coffee shops and like other independent places, but who knows if it's any good? There's inconsistency. With McDonald's iced tea, I know exactly what I'm getting. Dang, you know what? McDonald's, if you need me to do a commercial, I can say that again over and over again, and however you want, and I will do it with gumption because I'm a believer in the tea. I'm telling you, this is where it's at. Okay, got ice cream. How is it?
Good.
Consistently good, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I know no way of judging the future but by the past. And in the past is where all of our heroes have lived, right? I mean, maybe you have some heroes that are still alive today. A lot of mine are long gone. And Patrick Henry being one of them, and that's his quote. And it's a lot of those people follow the ancient ways. And that's kind of like one of the things that guides me. So yes, it's inevitable. It's there. How you live your life can determine if you're going to be an inspiration or not. So that's one of the goals. Well, thanks you guys again so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. Like, share, subscribe. I'm That History Chick. We will see you soon. Lots of fun stuff coming up. Bye. Ba-da-ba-ba.